everybody, what's going on? You see that we have our Orange Blossom Organic Honey, our Blue Gelatin Brand Jello, our Southern Shine Moonshine, our Knox Jello, and our cornstarch, along with all of our molds. We got some diamond shapes and some other shapes. I'm also mixing this particular batch with a cup of, or half a cup of grape juice, just to thin it out a little bit. In my videos, I'm gonna do a little smoking while I narrate, and I'm choosing narration for this video because I think it's the best. So, like I said, these are blueberry moonshine BHO gummies. That honey is BHO infused. I'm gonna show you how to make that on another video. I couldn't find any recipes, surprisingly, so I had to make my own. And I've seen a lot of people make these videos, but they turned out unsuccessful. Here I have some Spongebob molds that I got from the store. I'm gonna use those as well. Okay, so I'm gonna start by taking about a half a cup of the blueberry moonshine. I'm gonna pop the seal on it. I wanna say thank you to Total Wine for having a good price on the blueberry moonshine in the Orlando area. Okay, so like I said, half a cup blueberry moonshine. Then we're gonna go with another half a cup of the grape juice. So I can see it's a little out of focus, but I'm gonna show you exactly the measurements coming up here soon. Let me just get this good herb going. Much love to my boy Jay, my man Jay out there. And okay, so 1 cup of, or half cup blueberry moonshine, half cup of grape juice. You can do whatever it is that you want. So if you can notice, my stove isn't on because I learned this from one of the other guys. I tried this recipe a few times. This was the best way it worked. My stove is not on. I'm gonna pour the cold liquid into a pan. Then I'm gonna toss in my gelatin brand Jello berry blue flavor. Now, like I said, remember my heat is not on. I know traditionally when you make Jello, you want to cut the heat on. Oh shit. You want to cut the heat on. Excuse me. But my heat is not on. So I'm going to throw in my blueberry Jello mixture. I'm going to take my Knox gelatin. And the recipe that I saw, it said to use 2 packs Knox gelatin. I decided to go with 3 in this particular video. And I'm gonna start whisking in my Jello first because I want to make sure that it doesn't clump up. So I'm gonna go ahead and whisk in my Jello, and I'm still holding my Knox, as you can see. I'm ready for the Knox gelatin. Alright, so like I said, I decided to go with 3 packs instead of the 2, like the video that came before me. But I noticed once I got them out into high temperatures, basically outside in Florida weather, I probably would have used all 4 because of the alcohol. The water didn't really, I mean, they solidified, but they were better jellied when cold. After they reached about, I'd say 70, 80 degrees, like a normal gummy bear, they didn't stay consistent. So I'm gonna cut my heat on at this moment, start whisking in the Knox gelatin and let that simmer on a low heat. It's about right between medium and low. I still haven't added in my honey yet. You're gonna see me add that in a second. Right now I'm just trying to make sure that the Knox gelatin and the blueberry Jello mixture is completely dissolved and there are no clumps, so that way I can get crystal clear gummy flavors, or gummy bears rather, and gummy diamonds. Okay, so you can see my orange blossom honey, and if you look at the bottom, there's a little bit of wax down in there. I used BHO to make this honey. I didn't use flour. So if you don't know, BHO is wax. I used about 9 grams in that not little bit. It was a full container when I first started to use it, but like I said, through trial and error, trying to get this video to work properly, I used a lot of it, plus I ate a lot of it with mango and bee pollen, because that shit is just a good way to start the morning, you know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend that for somebody. Okay, so now once again I'm whisking my honey in, keeping the temperature low. You don't want to cook that that THC out of there. You want to make sure that it has a high content. So as you can see, it's really dark, but I'm going to show you the inside of the pan just so you can try to get like an idea of how dissolved everything is. Like I said, you don't want clumps, so that way you can get crystal clear gummies and you don't bite into pockets of powder and things like that. So now over here you can see I got my molds sitting out. Some of them are dusted with cornstarch, and some of the gummies I'm going to roll in cornstarch after most of the gummies I'm going to roll in cornstarch after they are solidified, because every recipe that I saw, unsuccessful or not, called for cornstarch or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use a squeezy tube that I got from Hobby Lobby, and these trays that I got from Hobby Lobby, and the SpongeBob tray that I got from Walmart to make my gummies. I'm gonna use, like I said, the easiest way was to use a squeezy tube instead of trying to use a spoon or a ladle or anything like that, because as you can see, the other mold has really small pockets, and I didn't want to waste my product. So as you can see, I'm gonna start individually filling up the diamonds. Oh, just bumped the camera. All right, let's get this going. Filling up these diamonds. Everything is, like I said, warm. It's warm temperature, not boiling. You do not want to boil when you are cooking and trying to activate your foods. So what I'm doing right now, like I said, I'm just filling up my molds. I'm gonna let them cool off before I put them in the refrigerator, because some of them are small and I don't want to pick them up and spill them, and they are a little flimsy. So except for the SpongeBob ones, it's really hard casing, and you can use whatever mold you want. I just chose to use these molds because they were the only ones I could find. Alright, so as you can see, I got my molds all full. You want to fill them up to about a little bit over the top. As you can see, some of them aren't all the way full, and when they solidify, they're going to shrink a little bit. So the ones that aren't full, I'm going to try to top off, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so naturally, the smallest gummies were the first ones to cool off. So I went on ahead and popped them out, and I just want to hold it at an angle so you can see how solidified they are. They won't slide out. They're not moving around or anything like that. They're holding their shapes. Like I said, I tried this recipe about 7 times. This is the best batch that I made. None of the batches that I made called for alcohol. This was the first time I tried the alcohol, but I'm gonna peel one out and you can just see how solidified and how like perfect it is. And this has alcohol, and it is infused with BHO, which is wax. It's weed wax and moonshine saint-shaped gummies, you know. So I figured that'd be the best way to put a spin on it and bring something different that the other videos didn't. None of them, other than probably like Tipsy Bartender, made like gelatin liquor type deals and infused them with weed or BHO. So since it's my first video, that's what I wanted to bring to the table as far as that's concerned. So there are the diamonds right there, tossed in cornstarch. Here goes some of their Squidward, Plankton. Then you got Patrick. You see SpongeBob dusted in cornstarch. You see Mr. Krabs down there. And I think we got Gary. I don't know if I'm gonna pan down, but Gary is down there at the bottom. So y'all, I'm gonna take a picture. You're probably looking at the picture right now. I want to say thank you for watching my first Westbrook in the Kitchen video. Please subscribe. I'm going to leave the recipes down below. And peace out, y'all. Smoke good, eat better.